Do you know what? I want to talk about a topic that doesn't really get discussed. And I know if you're watching this, it's not just about being in business. Business is about life, right? And there's been moments in my life, I don't know about you, that it just doesn't feel like you can take the next step. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you can go on. It doesn't feel like there's possibility. It doesn't feel like there's going to be an answer. We've all been there, right? Especially in business. And if you're watching this, then it's not just about business. It's about being an entrepreneur, which means it's about life. And if you look at your business as a mirror, and it's a direct reflection of where you are inside. Understand this, cause and effect. You might have heard that principle before, right? Probably, but cause and effect. So what's created in here is affecting your outside world, right? So let me explain. If people talk about chemical imbalances and stuff, and there is definitely chemical imbalances in people's brains, but I want you to understand something, right? If you're thinking about your dog that died 10 years ago, and your brain is just focused on that dog, it can see the image, it hears the dog's name being called, you feel the cuddle of the warmth of the dog, and every day you're focusing on that dog that passed away 10 years ago. Let me ask you a question. How are you going to feel? Right? How are you going to feel? Where's your focus? Where's your focus? Yeah, it's on that dead dog. So being in that place, understand that the neurochemical cocktails that are being produced and flooded around every cell and fiber of your body, right? Not the right ones. The neurology or the mind muscle that's pumping in your brain starts to link together and create a pattern. This forms a habit, right? So whether it's what you want or what you don't want, your brain doesn't really care. It's just doing the cycle. It's completing the pattern in your brain. So when we start to understand this, it's beautiful because it means you can change your thinking. So if today that you think there's not a thing that you can do in your life to move forwards, it's stressful, the bills need paying, or you're kicking ass but the business venture isn't going as planned, or whatever it is, right? I want you to understand, just like focusing on the dog, you can focus on happiness. You can focus on just kicking ass, right? You can focus on that business merger actually happening, that contract being signed. You can focus on you just being the badass, world-class, 8-figure thinker version of you today. Because that version of you thinks very different. And what did I say about cause and effect? You got it, right? So what is created in here affects our outside life, how we respond to people, how we react to people, how we deal with stress and performance, right? Because that's my thing, performance. So I want you to understand that. And I also want you to understand something if you don't think there's a way out of the situation that you're in now, right? I've been there, man. I remember back in the day, I was putting together, when I was 26, I was a top performer in Australia, New Zealand, investment real estate, and I was putting together a $100 million resort in Fiji. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy, especially at that age. And look, cut a long story short, bankruptcy, nervous breakdowns, all of that stuff. I know what it's like to see no hope, no light. But I'm here to tell you, you have no right. You don't have any right to give up. You don't. You don't know who's going to pick that phone up and change your life tomorrow. You don't know what idea you're going to have today that's going to put you in a whole different world. You don't have the right to sit there. You don't. You've got a gift. You need to get off your ass. You need to sort yourself out. And it starts right now, together with a decision. That's it. You're going to give up? Is this it? You're done? No. Decide right here, right now, to step up. Be world-class, give it everything you've got, because if you do, those opportunities appear. And I know because I've lived in 6 different countries. I know because I've not had money to afford food and rent. But I also know I've rebuilt my life in all of those countries, and I'm one of the top in the world for what I do for a reason, right? And I want you to be able to do the same. So Click the links wherever you are. Make sure you're subscribing, and I'll be seeing you very, very soon.